It's a somber Saturday, and this is the PHNX Sun Devil Show, brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe, even leave a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. I am Anthony Totri.
Yeah, you are.
Joined on this walk of shame by Shane Diefenbach to my left, Sean DePaz to my right.
Yes.
And gentlemen, it is a walk of shame because the Sun Devils fall to number 13 Utah by a final score of 34-13 in Shaun Aguano's head coaching debut as an interim coach for Arizona State. Just initially, right off the bat, what'd you see, Sean?
I mean, I saw something different, that's for sure. They hardly ran the ball at all.
Yep.
I think they went a little too far in the other direction, which I'm sure we'll get into later. But, I mean, first drive, 3 straight passes. I think I tweeted we saw more empty backfield this game than we have seen the first 3 games of the season. It was just kind of offensively a pretty underwhelming performance. Defensively, I think they were a lot better than the score might suggest. And special teams stole the show, I guess, if you want to.
Stole the show? Sure.
Stole the show.
They were a part of the show.
They made the most exciting plays.
For ASU.
For ASU.
They were the
yeah.
only role casted in the play of ASU and Utah from the ASU side. They were the only person that actually did something in the show.
That's fair. What did you think, Shane?
Nah. Yeah.
Just nah.
It happened.
I mean, it happened. A game was played.
Yeah.
Inside Devil Stadium.
It was. Look, we were all jazzed up about maybe this team's out with their hair on fire, and then you saw that first drive, and you're like, they need to kind of just get accustomed to everything. Shaun Aguano, as much as I want to make him out to be this magician and this great story, hometown, like coach and whatever, this is not a fairy tale, guys. It's just not.
Yeah.
Shit happens. Utah's really good at football.
Yeah.
They are. Oh my God, Devin.
That's so
Same.
sad.
Well, sorry, Devin.
Not same, but might have been same. Was that my freshman or sophomore year? Yeah, Rashad Penny's like 500 all-purpose yard game.
Yeah.
Last
including
time you were
kickoffs.
at an ASU game?
What? No, it was my first one of my first ASU football game
Oh.
appearances.
Yeah, Devin in the chat for everybody on audio saying his first game since Rashad Penny was in college. Charles is here. Joe is here. Wannikin is here saying the ghost of Herm Edwards looms over this program.
Shout out to Blaine on Twitter, who was DMing me all of today. He was in our chat, I think Friday, saying he was going to be at Casa.
Yeah.
Just drinking buckets. He followed through with that, he said.
Really?
He said he was 5 deep at one point, which is crazy.
5
Respect.
buckets deep?
I mean,
Wish I
go
was
get
5
your- go
buckets
get
deep
your-
at one point during this
Go
game.
get your stomach pumped if that's true.
Wow.
My God.
Yeah, that's pretty
But yeah,
crazy.
that's what this is all about. I mean, we just, we're here to come for you. So we were talking back and forth, talking coaches and whatnot. But
You good? You have a tummy ache or what?
Or it's just scrolling, and Eric Gentry just quote tweeted a USC victory post that said, "Uh-oh, the game in trouble," and I'm sad now. Well, even more sad than I
Don't be
was.
sad, buddy.
Eric Gentry with an interception tonight for USC.
Yeah. USC ended up winning 17.
Tamarcus Davis with an interception for ASU.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one doesn't matter as much.
No, but it could have. It could have mattered.
Yeah.
That was at the point coming out of the at halftime where ASU went 3 and out, and at that point you're like, okay, they need some sort of like life here. And Tamarcus Davis, who had been picked on all night by Cameron Rising, especially after he had a almost interception on 4th and goal, turned into a Kincaid touchdown for Utah.
Dude,
That shit was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I still don't fully understand how it was caught.
It just went through his hands.
But no, it like tipped off his fingers, and then Kincaid like kind of one hand caught it, like he like bobbled it and then caught it with one hand. The shit was, when you watch the replay, slow motion was like a low key wild play. Like it wasn't like flashy, but that shit was. And
you
for that,
hitting the Madden glitches in the first half.
for
Joe
real,
said.
yeah, because I literally like the first two scores were a double reverse flea flicker, and just the magic of the ball phasing through DB's hands.
I was filming down on the field. I don't know how defenses do this. I didn't know where the ball was on that. Granted, I was looking through my viewfinder, so it's a lot harder. But my God, I was confused. I was like, what, where? And then all of a sudden I heard a roar. I'm like, oh, they're in the end zone. They scored.
That's funny because from upstairs in the press box, Sean had turned over to me. He's like, it's crazy how it's so much easier to dissect a game from up here.
Yeah.
And while you're over there trying to find oh shit, there's like 8 guys with the ball.
I love our chat. I love Andrew's comment. I'm here and that game was kind of bad. That's just that. Perfect, Andrew.
It was
We
kind
are
of
also
bad.
here in that game. That
But
was
look,
kinda bad.
look,
We were there.
It was bad.
And now we're
but
here.
and I know I had predicted ASU to win the game. Just trying to believe in the story a little bit. But in reality, like, this was expected, right? Like, ASU is supposed to lose to number 13 Utah. They're supposed to lose to number 7 USC. That's
Especially after a midseason coaching change.
yeah, that's college football. Like, yes, you love the story and that's part of it, but at the end of the day, the better team was Utah tonight.
There's a
from
lot
start
of book,
to finish.
There's a lot of book left. There's a lot of games to be played.
Oh yeah, 100%. But like, I don't want people, and I know people already are gonna, oh, Aguano doesn't deserve this. I saw there was a tweet from college football Reddit.
Dan did go stupid tonight.
The band did go crazy.
talking about how like Utah was going for it up 25 on 4th and 2 at some point, and like whatever against ASU who didn't have a coach, and like, come on. And then one of the comments below it was like, yeah, we're making a high school, like a Make-A-Wish high school coach's dream like come true, which like, it's his first fucking game against number 13 Utah. And I'm sorry, it's not going to look any better against number 7 USC. It's going to look worse next week. Like, that's the growing pains of having a new coach. Like, as much as everybody would love everything to be solved in 1 week, that's not how this works.
Well, you're at such a disadvantage, obviously, being put with the week to game plan, but also to game plan against a Kyle Whittingham team.
Yeah.
Who,
Utah is a well-coached team.
Yeah.
They played Mo Bamba 4 times.
Hell yeah.
It does go hard. Yeah, and also, like, it was kind of like, oh, man, you're going to kick ASU while they're down, while they're going for it. But also, like, at the end of the year, the CFP committee is going to get in a room.
Yeah,
They're gonna
you
look
have
at
to
a
now.
book of stats. Like, they're going to get stats laid out to them.
Plus, if you're going to pick up a first down, if you know you can pick up a first down, why would you not go for it?
Yeah.
And
You're
they
supposed
just,
to just take it easy on the opponent.
what I found kind of offensive was, I don't think anything's come out yet. We don't know. But Tavion Thomas didn't play until late in the third quarter.
Yeah.
And nobody knows why. People are suspecting, suspension. I'm not going to
Like team rules or something.
I'm not going to suspect anything. The only thing I will allude to is maybe they just didn't need him.
They didn't.
They saw what
They had a guy who was listed at quarterback run tonight.
They saw what an EMU running back can do against this front seven. Yeah, I don't know.
It wasn't great. The numbers weren't great.
Yeah, there are seeing some updates from the post-game presser and stuff like that. Aguano seems like he's actually saying words this time, like saying words that mean something. I mean, like
I love when people say words that mean something.
We do that occasionally.
Like they were talking about, like someone asked him about not taking advantage on first downs, and he responded, "He's like, oh, we'll address this with our offensive staff." It's like, oh, so you're actually gonna like do something about it. That's just like a lot of the stuff that I've been seeing about how like they still think it was the best week of practice, and they're just like that's just a better team on the other side.
Yeah,
that's ultimately what it does. Like it is. Like ASU, like I had said earlier, I think their defense was a lot better than the score suggested. Isaiah Johnson was, I think, pretty amazing. He made a few big plays. There was that one sequence near the end, near the end of the first half, where Jordan Clark just laid out the running back, and then Isaiah Johnson came up and made a big tackle in the open field. Like,
that's the first time I saw Jordan Clark from what we know Jordan Clark is capable of doing.
Yeah.
And that was, I think,
It was funny before the game. I pointed this out to Totri, or Sunday Level Football tweeted out he's back, and it was a video of Jordan Clark, and I'm like, he
kind of been back
last week. Yeah. Like he's been here.
He's
what do
fully
you?
back.
What does that
ASU
mean?
did make history though tonight.
No.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
First
this
time
was
since 94?
this was the fewest rushing yards in a single game in ASU history tonight. They had. Does anybody know?
I
was
do.
10, right?
6.
It was six. It was six.
Adjusted for sacks, though, if they did it the right way, they would have had 51 rush yards.
Devin in the chat already on it.
Yep, there you go. It was not good. It was not good at all tonight. Obviously, the sacks, we'll get into that. I mean, while we're talking about it, we might as well pull up the numbers from the game. Obviously,
This is a dumb rule.
what's
The sack rule was stupid.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Like I said, adjusted for sacks, it's 50, they rushed for 51 yards.
Yeah, so we know the final score, 34-13. Obviously, Utah with the win. Pass yards, 261 to 260 in favor of ASU. Rush yards, man, this is 205 to a whopping 6.
Hey, they won something. And it wasn't penalties.
Pass yards.
Penalties.
I guess they won penalties.
Utah committed more penalties tonight, 6 for 70 yards, ASU 5 for 35, and then sacks. This seems to be a reoccurring theme for the Sun Devils, just unable to get to the quarterback and really put a lot of pressure on opposing quarterbacks. 5 sacks for the Utes, none tonight for ASU.
Andrew, you're on one tonight, and I love it. In the chat, he goes, so does this mean USC is a trap game? No, but Chiefs minus 5.5 tomorrow is. Tell you what.
No. The rush yards are concerning only because, like I had mentioned earlier.
Because Xavier Valade was the leading rusher in the Pac-12 going into tonight?
Yes. It seems like Aguano in this offense. I don't know if it's Aguano, if it was just him kind of deferring to Glenn, but they seem like they over-addressed it.
Yeah. You made this point earlier, and I think it's a great point. Continue.
No, just they like you... We had talked about it for the first 3 games, how we wanted to see Emory pass more. We wanted to see them use that pass attack more. And then they came out in the first drive and they passed the ball 3 straight plays.
And we're like, whoa, not that much.
Relax.
Come on. Hold on now.
Do it again.
Xavier is still the best player on this offense, on the team possibly. And Daniyel Ngata might be the second best player. We just don't get to see him very often. Like, you still have to run the ball. It almost seemed like Aguano was like, they're going to expect us to run because I'm the running backs coach. Let's just pass it. And again, I'm sure we'll get into this more in depth, but Emory Jones was not good tonight. Like, at a certain point, I think you have to be like, okay, we know what we are. Let's run the ball. They didn't do it at all, and it was wild to see.
But on the same side of the coin, or on a different side of the coin, I guess, with I don't know what I'm saying.
Other side of the coin?
I just like
There's only 2 sides of a coin.
I know. Maybe on the
other side of the
maybe the outside of the coin.
The outer edge.
Maybe on the other side of a David, you would know this. What's one of those Dungeons and Dragons die with the bunch of sides? You know what it's called?
I'm not that nerdy.
Yeah.
The D12.
Oh.
Or the D20 because of the roll for sandwich guy. D20 sauce roll.
Sure. Carry on.
Those words made no sense to me.
You've never seen that?
No.
Okay. Wow. I have a world of TikTok to show you after this. Anyway, one thing that I did notice that's kind of in the same vein as that is they did have Emory keep the ball multiple times tonight, which maybe that's just Emory, maybe it's Aguano saying you need to keep the ball, or maybe it's just designed and that was going to happen regardless and it wasn't a read.
Charles,
the first time I saw it was at the start of the second half, went for, I want to say 9 yards. Fantastic. Then they ran the ball. And then on 3rd and 1, they tried another one. And it looked like, and the linebacker, I'm blanking on his name, just made an incredible read. But he was swallowed up. And so that's kind of the same thing. It's like, we'd love to see, just because the fans want passing and they want I'm ready to keep the ball, doesn't mean be predictable.
Yeah.
You want to switch it up. I think they'll find it. Charles saying D20. I think they'll find it, but it's just getting used to it. And again, they're only 5 days of practice, if that 4. 4 days of full practice.
Yeah, because they gave him Monday off.
Yeah.
Then 3 days because they did a walkthrough on Friday or yesterday.
Aguano literally said in his post game presser, he was like, "We got too predictable and it allowed them to pin their ears back." Like, that was particularly on first downs. Like, they were super predictable. Are we getting into full blown Emory talk right now, or should I wait?
Before we get to that, I do want to say, because Aguano has addressed the offensive struggles. And so his response to a question about the offense tonight was simply, if I don't make adjustments, shame on me because the kids deserve it. Aguano also saying that he's got confidence in offensive coordinator Glenn Thomas. I think you guys both hit the nail on the head there with it got too pass heavy.
Yeah.
We wanted to see Emory Jones throw the ball a little more. However, I think when you have an offense built around a run game as talented as ASU's, you can't stray too far away from that. The run game is built for this offense, as it has been for the last half decade, to set up play action shots.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, it seemed like we wanted more passing, but as a means to an end. Like, we wanted it to open up the run game more. We didn't want it to be the offense. Like, we all knew, everyone knew, and Aguano's the running backs coach. He damn well knew that the best part of this offense is Xavier Valade.
Yeah.
And they went away from it.
It also just might be a case of Glenn Thomas, the leash being a little too loose.
That's what I said. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe he was just like, if he just deferred to Glenn Thomas, and Glenn was just like, well, fuck it. We ball.
I think
they did not ball, but they tried to.
There.
Speaking of balling, the entire women's basketball team, including Coach Adair, was there tonight.
Nice. I think what this did show tonight was just how much of an impact Herm had on the offense. Yeah. Because you went from, going back to coins, one side where all we do is run, in some situations it's 3rd and 7, we're going to run the fucking football, to another time where first play of the game we're running 4 wide with 1 back, to next play of the game we got 3 wide, 3rd play of the game we're running trips right side. Like, it's a completely different offense.
Yeah.
So for everybody that was barking on Twitter that they wanted to see something new, you can't bitch because you got something new. It just
Didn't
wasn't great.
go very well. Yeah, it was tough. And I don't really know what to say other than that it seemed like they over-adjusted, and hopefully they. Because the reality of this game is, I don't know what. I don't think there was anything Aguano could have done to put this team in a position to win. Like, Utah's just a better team than them.
Yeah, the
I
better
don't think they
team
would've
won tonight.
So I mean, hopefully they're going to look at this as just kind of like all right, we saw what we do when we're run heavy. We've seen what we're capable of when we're run heavy. We saw what happens when we rely too heavily on the pass. Now let the pendulum swing back in the right direction for not when they're in LA and they make Eric Gentry look like a fool for leaving, and they beat USC by a point. As Carter Brown hits a game-winning
Sam in the
field
chat saying the team stinks, no stars on the team. It's like having a race car that doesn't
That's
run,
wrong.
and all we did is change the driver. Same results.
Xavier Valley is a star.
Disagree entirely with that statement. I think if you don't believe that there's stars on this team, then you're not watching every single play without being irritated in your head before the play starts.
Yeah, I mean, it's not USC. There's not stars.
No, but you've got
But they're-
NFL caliber players on this team.
Yeah,
I would say they're stars. I'd say
by what
Xavier
standard?
Valdez is a college
That's
football
what I'm
star.
saying. I said
there's
there's
a star.
There's a star. I don't
There
know
is
if
a
there's
single star.
stars. I don't think anyone else on this offense is like one of those guys that's the best at their position
you're right.
in college football.
Yeah, definitely not.
But I think Xavier is. Like, I think he's one of the best running backs in the country.
Yeah.
But there are NFL caliber players
There
on
are
this
rising
team.
stars all over the place.
Yes, 100%.
Shout out Cam.
Jordan Clark, likely an NFL defensive back. Elijah Badger, if he continues where he's at, I think he could be an NFL receiver, maybe not drafted at all, but he'll definitely be on an NFL roster at some point. Ladarius Henderson will make an NFL roster. Xavier Valley will make an NFL roster. Like, there are a bunch of guys on this team. It's just a matter of, you've got to just... What did Aaron Rodgers say at the end of last season when everyone was calling for the season to be over after they got their ass kicked by the Saints?
Give me a perk.
No. He said,
Ayahuasca.
Where's the ayahuasca?
relax. Just fucking relax, guys.
Take a Xanax. Relax. That's what he said.
RELAX.
Okay, well, don't do that unless you're...
I don't want you to do that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, unless
Aaron
We've
it's
been
a
Rodgers.
prescribed
prescription.
by a medical professional, and then take your prescription.
We are not that.
as appropriate, but we are.
We're
yeah,
not
we are
medical
not.
professionals.
You are not him.
You're right, we're not him. It is what it is.
I think collectively we're him.
Collectively?
Individually, I don't
Am
know.
I the I, you're the H, he's the M?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Wouldn't I be the H because they're looking at us HI?
Yeah.
Like,
No,
look at
what
the
if
screen
I'm
right
the
now.
M, you're the H,
No,
he's
you're
the I?
definitely the I.
Why?
Because
You're
your
in the middle.
hair.
I feel like that's offensive. Do you not think that's offensive?
I don't really know how it could be offensive. What are we talking about?
I mean, let's get into Emory Jones.
Bad. I'm not
That's
gonna
it?
say he's bad. He's bad.
What'd you guys
Tonight
think?
was
Let us know
bad.
in the chat what you thought of Emory
Tonight he
Jones'
was not
performance
good.
tonight.
He was not good. I mean, his decision making was bad. The offensive line wasn't great, but there was times where they did do their job, and he was bad. Like we talked about it in the box, there was times where he just wasn't stepping into his throws. There was times where he was missing guys that were wide open.
Yeah.
He was holding onto the ball too long sometimes, which you hate to see with a quarterback who's capable of making plays with his feet. Like, he would just hold on to it and take sacks when he really couldn't be taking sacks, like 2 times in a row on the first drive. Some of his throws were just like, looked like you or I made them at points. Like, they were just nowhere near the.
But he didn't step into it.
Yeah, and then just like the turnover was not good. Like, it was a pretty all around bad performance from Emory Jones. This game wouldn't have been a win if Emory Jones was better, but it would have been more interesting, and it would have been closer if Emory Jones was better.
Yeah.
It just sucks because it's what we've been calling for all year, to see Emory Jones have an opportunity to be a quarterback, and he got that opportunity tonight. And he was not great. Obviously, it doesn't help that the offense became predictable. Like, that doesn't put him in a position to succeed. But whenever he had an opportunity to succeed, he did not.
No.
Do you think that Utah, even though this was, because one of the things we were talking about is the X factor of having a new coach. Nobody knows what's going to happen in terms of game planning for this team. Mm-hmm. Do you think that Utah just knew, like, yeah, they're going to let Emory loose, and they game plan for that? Because the pressure they were bringing tonight was ridiculous.
I don't know how you can game plan for that, though, when you haven't seen it prior.
No, but all you got to do is
you can game plan for a pass heavy
assistants
offense.
are
all you got to
leaking
do is turn on
information.
Emory's tape from last year, and
Yeah.
you saw exactly what you saw tonight. In
Yeah,
Emory's
fair.
bad games, this is what he looks like.
Yeah, I mean, I brought that up. You had talked about it in the offseason when you looked at all the interceptions he had made. Like, he was making a lot of those same mistakes tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
The
you
O-line wasn't
can't-
good, though.
No, the O-line wasn't good, but there are points where Emory's pocket presence was, you or I had better pocket presence, where throws that he needed to step in, like he needed to step up in and make the throw. He just simply didn't. He
Yeah.
just sat there and threw it off of his back foot, which 9 times out of 10, it's going to hit the dirt or it's going to get intercepted. The other times when they were sending pressure, he wouldn't read it and he would sit in the pocket too long.
Yeah.
I don't think the offensive line was that bad. Like, they were not great.
They got beat like a drum a lot of the time.
But even when they...
It was a combo of
but offensive line play isn't even when they held up. That doesn't matter. They got beat more times than they didn't.
yeah, 100%. But that, again, that's what you expect in a game like this. You expect Utah to win that point of attack.
Not when you're only sending 4.
I don't think Emory Jones can really throw the football. I'm just gonna because
Oh, no.
Look at what happened last week. A number like the shots that he did take against Eastern Michigan, most of those were not accurate throws downfield.
2 of them should have been caught.
They still weren't accurate. They were not as good of throws as they could have.
There
been.
were throws tonight specifically. This is the worst I have seen.
This was way worse than last week.
He had happy feet tonight. He could never set his feet. He was throwing off of his back foot. But he was always getting moved out of the pocket. I agree. He needs to have better pocket presence. He needs to be more confident in stepping up in the pocket with this offensive line. But at the same time, this is fucking Utah. Like, they are dogs.
Yeah,
when they put a safety in the box, the game is over. And they were doing that all night, bringing 4 or 5. It didn't
easier
matter.
next week.
But look,
wait.
that's what I'm
At least
saying.
it gets
At
easier the
what
week after
point?
that.
At what point?
wait.
Is it like, look, Emory Jones has to look in the mirror and be like, look, I was pushed out of Florida. Regardless of what anybody wants to say, him leaving, whatever. He was pushed out of Florida because everybody knew that Anthony Richardson was simply him, and
Well,
he was going to
he's
take
not
over.
him
He's not
now.
him.
Okay.
But you had every reason to believe he would
Yeah.
be.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, Florida beat Utah. ASU didn't. Right?
Yeah, I mean,
Anthony
Hard to argue
Richardson
with those
played a
guys.
hell of a game against Utah. Emory Jones didn't. So at what point does Emory Jones have to look in the mirror and be like, look, I transferred to ASU because I had something to prove. I had something to prove to everybody that wanted him out in Florida and every other school, every other Power 5 school that didn't want to take a chance on him. Right? So he comes to ASU. This is where you're at. Like, you got Utah, you got USC, and you got Washington.
yeah.
And
We have all-city first-team running back and ASU running back Daniyel Ngata. Daniel, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm always doing something. I'm driving home. I'm gonna park the car real quick.
You do that, man. Let us know when you park. Don't let's not do the interview while you're driving. Gotta be safe out there, boss.
I'm in the neighborhood, so I'm all good, really.
Okay.
I'm not doing nothing big.
Got you. Hey, man, just right off the bat, obviously first game with Shaun Aguano as an interim head coach. How do you feel he did tonight?
No, I feel like Coach Aguano, he told us what his plan was. He told us what the game plan was. You know, I feel like the coaches did what they supposed to do. It's just another game on us as players, you know. But I like he had told us what he wanted, what he expected out of us, you know, and expectations really didn't fail except for, you know, the dub. So, you know, it's, us players, you know, literally we just gotta be better. It sounds so simple, but you know, we just gotta get better.
Daniel, when it seems like whenever you touch the ball, there's just a jolt of electricity that goes through this team. I mean, obviously the 50-plus yard kick return tonight. What is it about your mentality that you make every single rep count every time? What makes you run so hard for this football team?
Man, I was just talking about that. But like every time I just touch the ball, I just got purpose. You know, I got a purpose every time I touch the field. And you know, my family, I just think about them every time. So I'm just a family man. And I thought so much, you know, thought and sat down just with myself. You know, why do I do this? Why do I play football? And you know, it just reflects to my family. So that's like the main reason. Every time I touch the ball, I'm trying to provide for my family, so my family don't gotta work again. I don't like hearing when my aunt calls me. She talking about she tired. I don't like that. She's always tired about work. My mom always tired about work. So like that's just some stuff, you know, that just pushes me, you know, every single day at practice, even in the classroom, because I hate school. So like, man, like I hate school. So I really like, you know, the tough days, I'll be like, dang, why am I doing this? I can just leave, get a bad grade on it, and you know, my grade go down a little bit. So I just nah, Dan, you gotta do this. Your mom wants you. Boom, your parents are depending on you. They're working. I got to put in that hard work myself. So, that's just something I think about literally 24/7. So, every time I touch the ball, I try to, have an explosive play. I try to score a touchdown every day in practice. You will see me try to score touchdowns as many times as I can, try to envision myself. So that's just something I just do big. So.
You had mentioned practice earlier, and I mean, last week you had talked about kind of how you guys weren't really locked in practice and stuff like that. And then leading into this week, we heard a lot about how the energy at practice was different, and it's higher, and you saw that a little bit. Like, what was practice like leading up to this week? What was the preparation like? Did you guys feel like you were in a better spot going into this game than you were in the Eastern Michigan game?
No, for sure. No, I really felt. I had asked a couple of teammates how y'all felt before, how they felt compared to last week. Even after the game, I couldn't change it. I can't change the way I thought about it. We felt great. The way we practiced this week, you can't take it back. It was a great week of practice. Coaches not lying about that. Players not lying about that. We was flying around. Everybody was flying around. All that. So just week like the preparation of practice. The game, all that. It was all good. Might sound crazy because of the outcome, but we just have to keep that practice ways up. That's just, I feel like we have to build, in small ways. That's just one small way we built that week. Was one was practice. So hopefully this next week we can, literally bring it all together, build quick, and adjust quick, and get it dub. Going to SC. So.
Yeah, 100%. Daniyel, what was the vibe in the locker room tonight? Because it felt like after last week's game, it just kind of felt broken or disconnected, whether it was between the players, the coaches, and the fans. But despite the loss tonight, it felt still like everyone was still kind of hopeful for what's to come. What was that vibe in the locker room like?
It was just like, not to it's you can tell everybody cared. People still in it. Like I've been on a lot of football teams. Fans see a lot of like losing teams. We don't want to continue losing. Like that's not the people we are. Like I won't I won't let that happen myself. Even I don't play a lot myself. Like y'all see it. I got one carry. I'm gonna still scream my ass off. Like I don't care. I'm gonna still push my team as much as I can. I've never been on losing teams. Like I don't care like what our record is right now. Like I can't I just can't condone it literally. So even no matter what happens, like I'm not gonna condone us, being lazy at practice. Just that's just for me. I can only do so much. We're all grown ass men at practice. Like, but I just turned 20 this year. We got 23-year-olds on the squad, 24-year-olds. Like, so I can only do so much. So I'm just gonna keep doing what I can do. So.
Sure.
So I'm out here blabbering and stuff. I'm just frustrated.
Daniyel, last question from me. Obviously, new tradition was brought back, or the same tradition was brought back finally, the Sun Devil Walk. What was the kind of the vibe like with that, and what was the attendance like with the fans?
Oh no, I like that a lot. Just getting out, seeing the energy of the fans. And I really like. Man, the fans that stayed with us through the fourth quarter. That's the fans that like I'll really truly say I love them. And like just seeing the fans out there supporting us. Going through the season that we're going through and all that is big. Really mean a lot to us, and that's the main reason like we're pushing. If we had like an empty stadium on a game day, that our mindset would be hard to keep pushing. I ain't gonna lie. So the fans that are out there supporting us out there is big, and we really love them. Like we talk about the fans that stay, so we love them for real.
I gotta ask. Obviously, the offense looked a little different this week than it had the last 3 weeks. This is obviously you you guys threw the ball a lot more. It was a lot less dependent on the run. I was curious, kind of your thoughts on that. Was that kind of the game plan that you thought you were going into this game with, and just kind of what were your thoughts on obviously the rushing game not being as big of a part of it as it normally has been?
No, that was a game plan, and sometimes game plan you got shot. You don't shy away from it, but sometimes stuff happens differently in the game than you think, and you got to just run different stuff. Sometimes we run different stuff in the game. Sometimes we came back to our game plan, and Utah did the same thing. They weren't everything they showed. They didn't come to that. We saw some new stuff. They brought some new stuff, but I mean, our game plan. I mean, like every time we used it, like it worked. But every time, but I don't know. That's something bigger than me,
Yeah, 100%.
I just play football. I'm
Yes, sir.
playing football.
He said, I'm just doing my job. I'm
Look
just
at the
doing my
wall.
job. I'm just playing football, man.
Literally, I just try to do my job as best as I can. So
100%, man. Last question, we'll get you out of here. Obviously, next week, you guys, it doesn't get any easier. You got number 7 USC, a team that's probably going to move up in the rankings after their win against Oregon State. Got Eric Gentry over there, obviously a former teammate, and then just a lot of stars over there. Caleb Williams, Jordan Addison, just to name a few. What do you guys got to do to shock the world next week?
Oh, sorry, you said what?
What do you guys got to do to pull off the upset next week?
Man, we got to come together as a team. Can't stop saying it. As corny as it sounds, can't stop saying it. Got to come together as a team, and you just got to play to the fourth quarter, got to play better. Got to execute the game plan coaches give us. We got to play harder football. I feel like we got to bring a lot more energy. At halftime, I feel like, I don't know, we just go in so bored. We feel like we're bored or something, not having fun with football.
Yeah,
But
definitely. Well, thank you, man. We appreciate you. Have a great rest of your night, man.
Yes, sir. You guys have a good night.
Thanks, Daniel.
All right, man. Like, he's not wrong.
What a dude, man.
Yeah, what a
guy,
dude.
just playing football.
What a fella.
You can tell how much he cares about this.
Yeah.
100%. He wants, I mean, the dude literally every time he touches the ball, like you said it, it's a spark of energy. Like,
And I love the answer he gave.
I know he hasn't scored this season, but it genuinely feels like every time he touches the ball, he could score.
Yeah, it makes an impact. I mean, not only does he try really hard and runs with a purpose, and it never tries to do too much. He's just different. He just has every tool. I mean, he's only a sophomore.
Yeah, that's the thing.
He's going to be a stud, man.
Like,
Just stay here.
Nowadays, the guy now, but you think about what this backfield could be next year with him and Tevin White, like, it's exciting. But yeah, I mean, you could, like you said, you could tell he cares. Like, and you could tell that, like, what I think the most exciting about him is you hear in his answers that he is like a leader. Mm-hmm. Like he's a young guy and obviously not a captain, but you could tell that he's of the mindset that like he needs to lead by example, and he's like, I'm not gonna let the other guys around me not take this seriously or not play their hardest and put their heart into this. And that's cool. It's like, it's just nice knowing that this team clearly seems like they're in a different space than they were last week, the last 3 weeks, and that is encouraging.
Yeah, I think they just get back to practice, get a full week of practice in, can really get acclimated with what this new game plan and everything's going to look like, a new coach, and even if you lose to USC, you just need to see improvement. Maybe you hold the USC to a certain amount and you score a certain amount of points. Speaking of points, my score prediction, 34 for Utah. They scored 34 points.
Was that not
What'd
my
you have for
score prediction
ASU?
too?
Oh, maybe it was 31.
Oof.
Mine was 34-24. So
Nice.
Yeah, my score prediction was way off.
I think I'm the winner this week.
Also, we had a comment earlier about Jalen Conyers' tweet. That tweet about booing was last week.
Yeah, that was last week's tweet. Look, the game didn't go the way a lot of ASU fans would have liked. However, we had some fun tonight before the game. We had a tailgate at Four Peaks.
Dude.
That was electric.
Bro, Remember how I was hyping up all that pumpkin porter cheesecake?
Oh my god.
It was not as good as I thought it was going to be. It was fucking better. Oh my god. That shit was amazing. That shit was incredible, dude. I lost my shit when I ate that. And we had the most
Jenga
exciting game of Jenga of all time. Totri.
Video coming on that because my SD card was about to max out.
It was one of those things where like, oh, so you want to play Jenga? Yeah, I'll play Jenga real quick. No, we played for a fucking hour.
We're in a hell game now.
It was the most intense game of Jenga. There was chance.
We almost got it to the light.
Rivalries. Yeah, Totri almost wasn't able to reach the top of it anymore, which is not an insult to Totri. It was pretty. I mean, it is. I mean, you were the shortest person in the group, but it's not.
Also, why are we talking like Owen is so much taller than me?
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's not.
Like,
I'm not saying this is an insult. I'm just saying it was giant Jenga on top of a table. It was not an ideal situation, and you did end up losing. So
I did end up losing, but not because
not for lack of effort. Yeah,
no, I tried. I tried 100%.
Ended up being.
Look, there's going to be a lot more Four Peaks tailgates. There's definitely going to be some more Four Peaks watch parties. So come out, man. Like. Sometimes it's $50, sometimes it's cheaper.
Charles in the chat, he was there. He saw the Jenga saga.
Yeah, 4 Peaks is something, man.
He was also getting robbed by the cornhole.
Charles was?
Yeah, he kept on having a few that were just like in the hole and bouncing out like it was a basketball. It was ridiculous.
Unlucky.
Appreciate you coming though, Charles. Appreciate everyone that came. That shit was 100%. Was fun.
It was really fun.
Definitely going to do that more. Getting back to the game, let's talk a little bottle service. Because I feel like there is only one right answer tonight.
Yeah, baby.
Score.
Texas is the pride of Texas.
Carter Brown.
Motherfucking Brown.
2 for 2 tonight. 47-yard field goal. 7 total points for Carter Brown. He's all reliable at this point. For a freshman, he's all reliable.
Young reliable.
Young reliable. That'd be a great rap name.
Yeah.
Young reliable.
True.
That goes hard.
Special teams tonight, though. Special teams tonight was by far
the highlight, I think.
Yeah, it was the best unit for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you had 2 50+ return yards or kickoff
B.
return. Ooh,
damn!
Yes.
LTC's got banger after banger.
But
is that a peanut though? What is like
football?
Is that a football?
It's like the gold football, or it's like a rugby ball, maybe.
I can't tell.
It's a football.
Is it a football?
Yeah, it's a gold.
Yeah, it's a football.
Definitely looks like a peanut from over here.
Peanut Brown, the Peanuts, Charlie Brown, Carter Brown, fourth eye, third eye. Anyways,
okay.
But yeah, I mean, like there was 2 explosive returns. It was funny because I literally looked at you for that Ngata return. I was like, let's return a touch, return the kickoff for a touchdown, and then he broke it open. And I was like, oh my god!
Wait, and
the kicker? Utah's kicker is an athlete. 2 big tackles.
You know when Shaun sits up after something and he's about to say, "Hold on now," that's where he was at,
dude. The willpower it took me in the press box not to just get up and start slapping the shit out of Totri.
So from my angle, obviously, I was always following whatever side ASU was facing. Mm-hmm. So I was on the far side of the field when he was returning them, and so like wouldn't have been able to get a good shot of him catching the ball. Yeah. So I thought I knew he was going to take it out.
Like, and they're getting closer.
But I was
wait a second.
I was looking at the scoreboard, and then I saw him look to his left, and I saw how much room there, and I would pull out my camera immediately. I got a pretty cool shot of it, but you can't really see. I'll get him out, but it was as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, okay.
And I don't remember who made that second return.
Literally, that's where he was.
I literally sat up and I was just like, but I made that second return. I can't remember who made it, but it was funny because when he fielded the ball, it looked like Ngata was not ready for him to because it wasn't Ngata that ended up fielding it, and he caught it in the end zone. It looked like Ngata wasn't even ready for him to return it because he was like he kind of slowed down and then he just took off and Ngata was like behind the entire play, and he ended up busting it for a big return
right before the half.
Right before that, the kicker that had the kicker eventually.
Can we talk about that drive? Herm would never. Herm would have just settled to go.
And then post game would have said we were trying to go fast. But that might be the all-time greatest quote from Herm.
We were trying.
We were trying to go. It may not have looked like it, but we were trying to go fast.
In classic kicker fashion, though, this was a Carter Brown discussion, and we just stopped talking about him as soon as we mentioned his name. It is pretty nice, though, having a kicker that you can trust.
Yeah, I'm not used to it, honestly.
Scoring over 50% of your points in a game. Well, that part's not nice. When your kicker's scoring over 50% of your points, probably not going to win. But it was. I mean, he was the only one that really deserved bottle service. 2 field goals that turned this into
I couldn't tell you
non-embarrassment.
Bottle service tonight.
Isaiah Johnson had a really good game.
Messiah Swinson scored a touchdown.
Off
his one. I mean, Kyle Soley had another 12 tackle night.
Honestly, Ngata could have gotten it because he was explosive whenever he got
Corey
the opportunity.
Bethley tonight had a hell of a game.
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to what I was saying about the defense. It really wasn't that bad. I mean, it wasn't great. But Utah is a significantly better team, and I think they performed better than I expected them to perform against the defense. The offense, and the fact that they played that well throughout the entire game, when the offense was giving them no reason to believe that they should have had any hope, and the defense stayed locked in. That was nice.
Same in the chat. If you guys had one coach to choose for ASU next year, who would it be and why?
Are we going obviously pure fantasy land?
No. Try and keep it reasonable.
Dillingham, 100%. I've been on this train for a while. I think he'd just be fantastic. He was really good today again.
For people who don't know.
Offensive coordinator for Oregon. 4 different offensive coordinator spots. I believe he's in his mid-30s already. He was offensive coordinator at Auburn. I think he fits what Ray was saying after Herm was let go. Or Herm relinquished his duties. They want a young guy who can adapt with the landscape, and Dillingham is the perfect guy to do that.
Yeah, I like Dillingham a lot.
If one of you say primetime, I'm going to punch you in the throat.
No, not primetime. I literally know what you're saying. Although, I will say, if in terms of the whole, being, adapting to the modern game, I don't think there's anyone alive better than him at that. He does it. I don't think he's a good football coach, but...
Your answers in the chat.
Jake Plummer. He would have to give up mushrooms.
Not
maybe
necessarily.
not. I guess he might be a good coach on mushrooms, but he also doesn't really like football.
He would not be a good coach on mushrooms. Nobody's a good coach on mushrooms.
Jake Plummer doesn't seem like he really got love for football like that anymore. He's more of a handball guy. Do you not know that about Plummer? Yeah, he's fucking in love with handball. That's his thing. I don't really know. I know David was talking about this earlier. Like Matt Rule would be fun. I feel like
there are multiple people in the media room that have told me that Matt Rule is their option.
Look, I get the look what he's done at other programs. ASU's not another program.
Yeah, look at the other program, the Carolina Panthers.
Well,
no,
let's
stop
not
it.
talk NFL.
You know who also had a shitty NFL career?
Josh Hunt.
Herman Edwards.
No, Nick Saban.
Josh Hunt in the chat saying his trick plays would be wild.
They would
talking about Jake Plummer.
Carter Brown would come in and he'd be throwing the ball.
Yeah,
that'd be crazy.
Dude, that shit would be electric. No, I don't really know. I kind of want Aguano to be that guy.
I would love it. It's gonna be hard.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard, but I think he's gonna. He's got a chance.
So Aguano's your answer?
I feel like because in order for Aguano to get the job, things have to go really well. So it means that things have gone well, and it's just if Aguano can be that guy, I think it's the best option.
100%.
So
100%.
And I'm putting enough faith in Ray that he doesn't give him the job if Aguano's not that guy. So I'm saying Aguano because that means Aguano would be the guy, and thus it's a great hire.
I had Georgia's OC up because I was going to say Georgia's OC, but I had a conversation actually with somebody in the media room as the game was just turning into a bloodbath tonight. Give me Norvell. I like what I like the season that FSU has had, and I think he should have gotten the job at a point when Todd shouldn't have been the head coach anymore. I think if ASU was going to move on, I think probably Norvell would have been the right choice. Norvell obviously was the OC under Todd Graham for, I believe, a season or two before ending up the head coach at Memphis. Did decent things at Memphis with former Sun Devil Brady White, who honestly, if he was healthy when he was in Tempe, would have been the starting quarterback over Manny Wilkins. And then obviously he's at FSU. He's had some hell of a games this season. Yeah. Obviously the season opener against LSU was he outcoached Brian Kelly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it would be obviously I think Aguano would be a fantastic story, right? I think everybody's here for that story. But I think Norvell, I would not be shocked with all of the, because you got to think of this from FSU's perspective too, right? I feel like FSU's dream coach is primetime. So I would not be shocked if that becomes talk and Norvell needs a place to go, comes to ASU, they've got an opening so that FSU can, with open arms, welcome primetime. But yeah, that's my answer. Getting back to the game that took place in Tempe tonight.
Real quick.
Yeah. Or not.
I need Lane Kiffin to get fired.
Why do you need
Lane Kiffin as ASU's coach would be fucking electric. Tell me that wouldn't be awesome.
You hurt his head. Look what you did.
Tell me that wouldn't be awesome. You also know who, and then you want to get even mad. You know who I also think would be a good college football coach?
Please.
Josh McDaniels. For no reason, really. I don't have any real reason.
Josh McDaniels or Mike McDaniel?
Mike McDaniel would also. Mike McDaniel might be the greatest college football coach of all time.
Mike McDaniel might be Lombardi.
Yeah, but
At the collegiate level?
No, for everything. I love him. I would die for that.
no,
man.
I think he could. I think him at
Josh
college.
Josh McDaniels. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't just think he could be fun, but Mike McDaniel actually could possibly be the greatest college football coach of all time if you put him in the right situation.
Well, we'll never know. But you know what I do know?
Okay, Kanye.
You can't.
I guess we'll never
You
know.
can bet on Mike McDaniels tomorrow in the Dolphins. You can also
no
choose
S.
Mike McDaniel.
Yeah.
Okay. Or you can.
Probably
Is there,
a good idea
is
to
there an
bet.
S on McDaniels?
Yeah,
Josh
Josh
McDaniels.
McDaniels,
You can also
Mike
bet on
McDaniel.
him, on his team. Well, not him specifically, but his team tomorrow.
Who did the Raiders play?
They play the Titans.
Yeah,
That's a
honestly,
big game.
Daniel parlay. I think the Dolphins are going to be the Bills now. 'Cause
Betting on the
I'm
Daniels?
so worried about the secondary, and the Raiders, the Titans are not good.
Guess we'll see what happens. But new customers can bet just $5 on any NFL team to win and get $200 in free bets. If they do, he's going to say, I've been saying. If that's not enough, everyone can boost their winnings with DraftKings stepped up same-game parlays. Right now, for every
I didn't
leg
think
you
Micah Hyde would be
add,
out for
you
the
can
season.
boost your winnings up to 100% with payouts bigger than ever. Why bet on football anywhere else than the DraftKings Sportsbook app? To make things even easier, you can throw in or you can throw down on stepped up same game parlays once per game day all season long. It's simple. Download DraftKings Sportsbook. Use promo code PHNX. That's promo code PHNX on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for more details.
I said
You've been saying.
that because Micah Hyde probably won't play, that they could definitely win this game because they can't just sit in too high. And you were like, oh no.
I never said that.
Well, you said you said there's no way. You 100% said that's not happening.
Yeah, and then Micah Hyde was out for the season. It's official now, and also he's not the only person out. The entire secondary is not
Eric
playing.
Rambo is just a great name.
That is a great name. The Bills had a player named Rambo. He was electric. Not very good, but he was electric.
Hit the like button.
The Bills are going to have Kyer Elam and what's his name? Oh, why am I blanking on his name? The guy that beat out Kyer Elam starting at corners, which is not good because if Kyer Elam's not good enough to beat out a fucking 6th round pick or whatever for the starting
Welcome
job.
to BFLO.
What's that?
Buffalo.
Oh.
PHNX.
That's trademarked already.
Is it as a podcast?
Not a podcast, but it's a different company.
Let's talk more ASU because that's what we're here to do.
Sure.
Who tonight, other than Emory Jones, missed the mark? Who needed to play better?
Donnie Henderson.
Donnie
Thomas.
Henderson's been needing to play.
Why are we sitting in soft coverage?
It's tough because no one on the offense was put in a position to succeed. So it's hard to really say any of them. We did talk about it in the box. Haven't heard Nesta. Nesta hasn't had as big of an impact.
Look at his stats, though. He was
mixed it
all
up a little bit
he had
tonight.
12 tackles tonight.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
And he's quiet. He's
also loud.
Yeah. Also, didn't realize how little on-field drip he has for someone who has a lot of drip.
But he doesn't need to.
In normal people
I
clothes.
feel like
Yeah.
when you don't have, remember we said this, if you don't have anything that's drip. Remember we were talking about
That's drip if you don't have drip.
if you don't have anything on.
Yeah, I've changed my mind on that. I don't like it. I don't think he looks good.
There was a running back we were talking about
I'll never
earlier.
say that to his face, but I don't think he looks
Yeah, I'm going to
good.
tell him next time I see you. Shaun _ a pause says you have no drip.
Dude, yeah. What Totri was about to say. Running backs?
Running backs that don't have any gloves or any drip at all is
Terrible.
disgusting.
And low socks, black Air Force
Do you
energy.
guys like the tape on the elbows?
anything other than nothing.
I'm a big tape on the elbows.
Yeah, we didn't
and
even talk
tape
about that,
fingers
man.
guy.
LTC bringing up a great point. Like, the secondary was depleted tonight.
Yeah.
Why are we sitting in shells? Why are we just playing soft zones outside the numbers? I don't get that. Jump around, play man. They're gonna beat you anyway.
I don't think they had enough faith in the secondary to
But
do
it
that.
doesn't matter because
Well, obviously it didn't matter eventually, but
it doesn't matter because if you're gonna do that, then you're gonna give up yardage anyway. You have nothing to lose.
Yeah, you're not wrong. To answer my own question, I think Joe Moore needs to step up. Like, this is a guy that we were shocked that he earned the starting spot over Trevez Moore at the end of fall camp. Where is he? Haven't seen him. This week, you got to put him on a milk carton because it might as well put the entire defensive line when it comes to opposing quarterbacks feeling any sort of pressure because they could sit there all fucking day. It is disgusting how much time they have to just pick apart this secondary. And yes, we could talk about it was rough for Tamarcus Davis tonight, whatever, but he ended up getting the interception. Yes, ASU was without Ro Torrance, one of the Markham brothers, and Ed Woods. But at the end of the day, The defensive line has got to come through. Like, at some point, you've got to go. Like, you got to be there. You think Cameron Rising is good? Wait till you see Caleb Williams next week, because it is going to look 10 times worse.
You know who I didn't see at all tonight, and I think is probably the biggest victim of this new coaching change? Case Hatch. I don't know if I saw him.
He wasn't lined up in the backfield a lot, but he was lined up in the tight end slot a lot.
Was he?
See, but that's the thing, though. It's predictable.
Yeah.
Wherever this is something I've noticed. Wherever Case Hatch is lined up,
We have Santa in the chat, by the way.
wherever Case Hatch is lined up, tight end or fullback, on whatever side of the ball he is, that's where the run is going. That's where it's always going to go.
Yeah.
This offense has tendencies. Emory Jones, if he needs to dump the ball off, he's looking for Elijah Badger every time. If he's not open, he's getting sacked. They need to get rid of their tendencies. ASU's offense is too predictable. And it's weird because it shouldn't be predictable. It should be a completely different thing.
Yeah. Going back to what Totri was talking about.
Also,
the defense,
no, Omar still really hurts.
Yeah.
Yes. But somebody, like, I get it. I get Omar Norman-Lott, sorry to cut you off,
No, you're good.
is a huge part of this defense. I think clearly after not having him for the last 7 quarters of football, people realize just how valuable he is to that defensive line. But at a certain point, like Nesta J. Silvera, Trevez Moore, Joe Moore, like, you guys got to do something.
Charles Hall.
Also,
Do you know what position he plays?
Bench.
No, really. Do you know what position he plays?
Running back?
Charles Hall?
I don't know.
Like what?
You said it weirdly. So
No. This is not a trick question.
wide
This part-
receiver?
Yeah. He had.
Fullback.
Well, I thought he was like.
No. You'll see what I'm saying. He had more solo tackles than.
Oh, no.
He had as many as DJ Taylor, more than Mason Williams, Joe Moore, and Dylan Hall. More solo tackles.
I want a Cole Bishop on our team. Dude, that man is crazy. The safety that got caught with the targeting that wasn't targeting.
That should have been targeting.
No, it shouldn't have.
Yes, it have.
No, he didn't drive through. Targeting is not helmet to helmet contact. That was a good non-call. If you're salty about that, you're an ASU fan. Sorry.
It looked like a call to me.
It wasn't. It 100% was not targeting. Regardless, the man was mixing it up everywhere tonight. This is what Jamal Adams should be.
What's his name again?
Cole Bishop.
That sounds like he sounds.
He's
like
the
a
one with the
kicker.
interception.
So interception, the sack.
Yeah, he's a filthy.
Cole Bishop sounds
just
like
a
a
filthy
kicker.
defensive back all the way
He's
around.
really good. I want one of those.
You'll be watching
Shout out-
him on Sundays.
Shout out Jordan Simone.
He sounds like a kicker and or a really good quarterback at a group of 5.
Or a really good chess player.
No.
What was his name again?
He's a chess player.
Bishop.
No, Cole Bishop is a chess player that everyone wants to be really good, but he's like the Maria Sharapova of chess. It's just like it's the name is perfect, so he seems like he should be good at chess player.
Is it Cole
And the
Bishop?
media
That's
hypes him up too much, but he's not actually as good as people want him to be.
I disagree. I think he's really good.
No, at chess, I'm saying.
Oh, just specifically at chess?
Yeah.
Good at corner, though.
Yes.
Another great name on this team, on Utah's team, Travis Broughton.
Nice.
Or J. Travis.
What are we doing?
Looking at the stat broadcast.
No, we're just naming people whatever we want these days.
I think it's a cool name.
Hey, maybe it's named after a family member.
What about Money Parks?
That's a real name?
That's a real name.
Bro.
I mean, why not? Why not?
I made the decision today that I'm starting to call that Bo Nix's full name is Robert Nixon.
So you're just going to call him Robert?
Yes, Robert Nixon.
Okay. Well,
That makes him.
No relation.
Never mind.
okay. Well, look, ASU didn't play well tonight. Utah did. That's just like when you break it down.
Ultimately, yeah.
This is why you
That's
come
how
to
it is.
PHNX Sun Devils for coverage like this.
Look, it is what it is. Like they are who we thought they were. Like they're a good fucking football team.
One of the best, actually.
Yeah, top 15 in the nation, probably top 10, I would say. After
They
this.
might be the best team in the conference.
This conference is going to be
Really needed Oregon State to beat
Look,
USC.
we'll talk a little bit about the conference because there were a lot of good games. But before we do that, want to tell everybody about More Furniture. If you love these chairs and if you just love the studio in general,
I love these chairs.
do you?
I love the
What do you
studio
love
in
about
general.
these chairs?
They're chairs.
They're really comfortable.
Seen a more
They
wonderful
look really
thing?
nice.
They've got the juice. I don't. They're comfy. I mean, especially when you go from the chairs that we had at the last place, which I don't know where we got them from. So I'm not trying to shit on like Ashley Furniture or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know where they came from. But these are just like they make me sit more upright. Like they help my posture, but they're also mad comfy still. I like the material, like the little suede-ness going on here.
Suedeness.
Suede? Is this suede? Would you consider this
Yeah,
suede?
this is feels like this is suede.
Very nice.
If you want to suede up your house and spruce up your home during
I'd drape
More
myself in it if I
Furniture's
could.
fall sale, do it at More Furniture.
Props to anybody that gets the reference.
Okay, we got a couple segments to get to still, but with Ngata hopping in, I think we're running overtime right now, and it's getting late.
Love overtime.
So do you want to scrap? No, we can do them fast.
Let's go to aftertaste.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the aftertaste of this game. Shane, I'll start with you. Utah really gave it to you tonight, or I guess they gave it.
What did Utah put in your mouth tonight?
Yeah. No. What did they drive into your mouth time and time again?
Bro.
That's a line. A line was crossed. A line was crossed.
Oh
yeah. Are we not going to mention that Stephen F. Austin beat someone 98-0 today? I feel like that needed to be said on the show.
Okay, you said it.
Yeah.
Did you have them minus 97.5?
I did.
This tastes like a.
Sorry, Andrew.
This tastes like when you go to sip water when you're hungover and it's vodka.
Oh,
Yeah. This tasted.
Because you're like for some reason you were expecting
something
refreshing,
different.
something different.
Yeah.
But or you're expecting the same thing, or no? Yeah, you're expecting something refreshing. But you woke up in the morning and you have shitty friends that just leave stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
So you had vodka. But you kicked your shitty friends out already. But they
relinquished.
They left the mess.
They relinquished themselves from the party.
Yeah.
But they were the one that left the red Solo cup of vodka there.
Yeah.
Oh, bastards.
This tasted like a tequila soda on a Sunday in Utah, which is just soda.
Yeah. No, it's not.
Soda water.
Soda water.
It's not
No
caffeinated.
caffeine.
Yeah. It's just
The lady.
like it could be worse. It definitely could have been worse. Like I definitely
Could it?
like there was like at the end of the day you still
It's
got
6
water.
rush yards.
But like you wanted tequila soda and you're like, well, fuck, Utah ruined this one. It just wasn't as good as you wanted it to be, nearly as good as you wanted it to be. And again, it's all because of the state of Utah.
Okay, I'm gonna go with a White Russian, because it looks cool, and you're like, "Ooh, this is different than all my
I'm
other
just gonna
drinks."
Throw up.
And then you taste it, and you're like, "This is fucking disgusting."
White Russian has milk in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's disgusting. Milk and alcohol do not belong together.
yeah, exactly.
Eggnog's fire.
No, it's not.
I know you. I can already tell you don't like it.
You're not an eggnog guy. I've never had eggnog before.
That's
are we doing?
crazy.
It's never.
David,
I feel like everyone's gonna
Never
try
having eggnog?
you like eggnog?
Big eggnog guy, but
It's
not
got-
the
it's just
store brand
a-
one. It has to be by my mom.
Texture, I just don't like the texture of it.
That's
really.
fair.
Is it like too creamy?
It's a little thick, I would say.
Thick and creamy.
It's got a thickness to it that I don't really want from a beverage. But that's what I put in my mouth tonight is eggnog. Just not
Thick and creamy
not
in
ideal.
your mouth.
Yeah.
Nice. Do we have a lyric of the game, Shane?
Yeah. Let's move on. It's time for the lyric of the game. All right, it's the lyric. Oh, come on.
Very nice.
Come on,
Nice
David.
lyric
you
of
got
the
this.
game, Carter Brown.
This comes from Eric Doa. The song is called Likewise. The lyric is, you said that you hate me. I said likewise. And then backtrack, hit my phone and send me hard eyes.
That one you're gonna have to write down.
Because, like,
Need a play-by-play?
Yeah.
because so many people with this team, everyone hates it.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone wants to, and like the team doesn't like what they're doing either. Likewise, yeah, of
Yeah.
course. But
And when they beat USC next week.
especially us and the fans, and us as fans, like I guarantee, turn around Wednesday, Totri's gonna be like, you don't think there's a chance?
No, there isn't
You
a
don't
chance.
think?
I'm at this point
You don't
now.
think? But even if it's not USC, you don't think there's a chance we
Oh
beat
my God,
Washington?
I'm so
You don't
scared.
think?
No, there might be a
You don't
chance.
think?
Maybe
Like,
Washington.
I'm so scared.
USC.
I will backtrack and send hard eyes to this team every single week. Go
I'm
listen to that
so
song. It's such a
scared.
good song.
You're scared?
Yeah, for USC.
Why?
I think Caleb Williams might throw for 500 yards.
I think he will throw. I don't think there's a might. I think he rather will. It's gonna be.
We'll see, but
I think Eric Gentry is gonna
especially
sack
if the
Emory
secondary
Jones.
is in the same shape it was tonight. Like, no disrespect to the guys that played, but they're obviously not the starters. Like, for the most part.
Demarcus Davis is a starter,
And he
and he
for the
got
most
picked
part.
on.
And Isaiah Johnson looked good in the opportunity he got.
Yeah, redshirt freshman.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll see.
but
Definitely
that
more of him
offense is solid.
as time goes. Look,
And the defense is not Oregon State's defense.
yeah. If you went to the game tonight, we hope that you use the Game Time app to get your tickets, because Game Time is the hottest new ticketing site that makes it easier than ever to score the best deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows. Save up to 60% on tickets when you buy tickets last minute. It's great for you procrastinators out there like me. Got my Cardinals-Rams tickets on the Game Time app for tomorrow's game. I believe it was like $70 for like right on the 40-yard line.
Which is pretty crazy when you consider the fact that it is a division rival who is the defending Super Bowl champion.
100%. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited. Thank you, Game Time, for that. And if you love PHNX, then you're going to love Game Time. The best way to support us is by buying your tickets through the link in the description. Lots of NFL games, tomorrow. Lots of college football games to carry on over the next couple of weeks. And if you want to go, use the Game Time app. Gentlemen, any final thoughts on tonight's just disgusting performance?
No. Come to the Lolo tomorrow, 9 a.m. No, 10 a.m.
I'm going to be there. First time ever.
What time is it? Shit.
I'll let you know.
Very nice.
10 a.m. I think. Yeah.
I'll let you know in a second.
What time are you getting there?
Well, I got a tailgate show right here in about 9 hours. So I have to be back at the office in 8 hours.
9 a.m.
guys. I live 44 minutes away. That's what I do for you guys. I love you.
Don't do that.
But definitely come watch the tailgate show tomorrow, 9 a.m. And then come out to the Lola if you're going to the Cards game. Even if you're not, come watch football with me and Johnny. Everybody else.
Yeah, we're going to be there.
A bunch of PHNX guys are going to be there. Beat SC.
Hey.
Why not us?
Well, because they're
Hashtag
really good.
why not us?
Hashtag why not
Because
us?
they're really good. The last thought is just let's swing the pendulum back to the middle.
Any
Heavy
thoughts
rushing.
on college football?
College football, Texas is not back, like I done hath been said.
We were talking about this on the tailgate show tomorrow. Let's get out of here.
I literally predicted. No, Totri asked. I'm giving my thoughts.
Thank you,
literally
Shaun.
predicted. I literally predicted they're going to lose Texas Tech. Oklahoma's in shambles.
You do it for us,
Wisconsin is in shambles. Ohio State is a wagon. Bo Nix is still bad. I don't care what the
We're getting
final
a lot.
result of that
Bo
game.
Nix looked awesome today.
Bad.
You didn't watch the game.
Bad.
I didn't really.
Bo
watch the
Nix.
game, but Bo Nix is still
Anytime anyone anywhere says the name Bo Nix, Sean just
Bad.
bad.
Second half,
it's
Bo
gut
Nix was
reaction.
really good tonight.
It's still bad.
Still bad.
Washington is going on right now, isn't it?
No way that
Penix
game's still
Jr.
going on,
throwing
is
a
it?
good amount of-
Is it?
Yeah, it started late.
No, I think it's probably
Is it over? Oh.
That's crazy. Well, look, if you want to go to the Lolo tomorrow, highly recommend you do it. But maybe before you go, you stop at Burrito Express and you get a breakfast burrito to go because the burrito smack.
Shout out Peter on Twitter. He was there this morning.
He was absolutely there this morning. We need to go to Burrito Express.
40-22 Washington, by the
You
way.
go to bed.
Okay. Well, he's going to go to bed. Sean and I are going to go camp out of Burrito Express.
Kansas is going to win the Pac-12
Mm-hmm.
or the Big 12.
Kansas is? No, they're not.
They look good.
They're not going to win the Big
They're
12.
5-0, 4-0.
They're 4-0. And Oklahoma State had a bye week. Oklahoma State is the best
Valid.
team in the Pac-12.
That might
Or
be
in the
valid.
Big 12.
Might be valid.
Maybe the future Pac-12. Who knows?
Florida. Oh, last thing. Fun fact. I mentioned this before the show. Last time Florida lost to both Tennessee and Kentucky in the same year, Eisenhower was the president, and then they did it this year. So
Okay. Go get your burritos from Burrito Express, people. I don't know what you're doing. Well,
Eisenhower would have gotten a burrito from Burrito Express if he was here.
okay, sure. We'll go on
So
that
it's-
note.
Taft would have as well. For
Okay.
sure.
I don't know
That's
about
it.
Nixon though,
Well,
but I mean,
We
what
know
we
what-
know about Nixon?
Yeah.
Duh.
Oh, okay. If you enjoyed the content, give us a follow.
Jimmy
at
Carter, huge
PHNX
burrito guy.
under JFK.
Never got the chance to be a burrito guy.
Give us a follow at PHNX _Sun Devils. You can follow me at Anthony _Totri. You can follow Shane at Shane Deef, and you can follow Sean DePause at Sean _DePause.
I'm gonna say it again. Hating on Bo Nix as always.
We will see you guys hopefully at the Lola tomorrow, but if not there, Monday live at 3 p.m. to talk more ASU football. For now, though, peace.